How's it going, guys? Voice of Reason back for another edition of my video game reviews. Yes, that's right, I'm delivering 2 video game reviews in 1 week just for you guys. I'm not quite sure if you guys see this or not, but I'm starting to see a pattern from this review as well as my previous review. Anywho, I'm going to be reviewing Sony PlayStation 3's exclusive and probably one of the most anticipated video games for them this year as well as this summer. And that video game is, ladies and gentlemen, inFamous. Not wasting time, let's go into the story of inFamous. Now, the game takes place in fictional Empire City, laid across 3 islands. They are Neo District, Warren District, as well as the Historical District. At the start of the game, as you guys can see here right now, 6 blocks of the Historical District are totally wiped out by an explosion from a bioelectrical device that we soon later find out called the Ray Sphere, which knocks out power across the entire region. A plague developed soon afterwards, forcing the government to quarantine the region. In doing so, they blocked the only bridge to the mainland from the city, causing a society collapse within the isolated city. Now, you do play the protagonist named Cole. Cole is a bike messenger caught in the epicenter of the explosion that devastates the cities. The explosion sends the city into chaos, while Cole himself finds that he has a new electricity-based superpower. And this pretty much launches the actual story of inFamous. The story of finding out how exactly you did get this electricity and at the same time trying to restore order within the city by battling the bad guys that thrive within it. Now, of course, you know me in my reviews, I try to give you the bare bones of the story, so I won't really spoil anything for anyone who hasn't really played this game. So with that being said, the story of inFamous does work. There's very few games out there that are really mind-blowing in terms of storyline, but inFamous does a very nice job at the presentation as well as many twists. There's at least 2 really good twists, in kind of including the last one. Not really, but at the ending, but not really. But there's a really one good twist that when you're playing at a certain morale level, it really does get you. But overall, the story of inFamous, it's pretty engaging. Like I said, it's nothing mind-blowing, but it does have a good effect overall in your gaming experience. Now let's go on to one of my favorite things about inFamous, and that's going to be the gameplay. If you guys haven't really already know, but inFamous is a sandbox video game combining elements of platforming, shooting, puzzles, as well as role-playing game elements. The player controls Cole, as already mentioned, and primarily interacts with the world of Empire City through his newly gained electricity-based powers that are used for movement, offense, as well as defense in combat, and either for better or for worse in dealing with citizens of Empire City. Now, in order for Cole to use his powers, he must have stored electricity power represented by the node meter on top of the upper left-hand corner you guys see right there. Now, what's cool about your powers is that if you are running low on electricity, you can either take the energy from people or even the bad guys, or you can suck out the electricity from other electrical appliances such as a light stand or a big billboard, or even on the railing guards, as you guys can see here. While I glide, I actually build up more energy for my electricity powers, which I thought was a pretty cool and innovative way to not only focus on just one way of getting energy, but a variety of ways on getting energy. Now, one of the big components of inFamous's gameplay is going to be the karma moments. Karma moments are pretty much when the player is given a dilemma and he or she has to make a decision whether or not to take it or not. And based upon the decision, it will affect the good or evil side of the player's progression throughout the story. Take this example right now. These people, I guess the aircraft just dropped a bunch of food, and you have the decision whether to take it all for yourself so you can have food for a good 3 weeks, or you can ration out the food and give the food to the starving people or not. And whatever action you take will affect pretty much your progression throughout the game. I chose not to shoot anyone. I chose to actually share the food, so now my karma level went to a good side, which is now a guardian level. Now, what I liked about this karma thing is not only does it change the storyline, yes, it actually does change the storyline whether or not you have been good or bad, but it also changes your powers. There are certain good powers that you can only you can only receive when doing all good, or there are certain bad powers or evil powers for when you are pretty much evil throughout the entire storyline. And since we're on topic right now, you can upgrade your powers based on the level of your karma. There are 3 karma levels, 3 good levels, as well as 3 bad levels. And as you upgrade them, your powers become more powerful and, dare I say it, more awesome-er. And just like any other open world game, there are also going to be some missions. And I really like the missions of inFamous. They're very, compared to other open world games, yes, they're kind of repetitive at some times, but they actually do some good. Every time you complete a mission, a part of the city goes back to being safe, and it also gives you a sense of you're actually doing something other than the storyline within the game, which I thought was a pretty cool idea to do. So overall, in terms of the gameplay, inFamous is a pretty good and solid gameplay video game. I mean, you have a huge 3-island city you can explore. You have tons of missions to do that feel that you're actually doing some good throughout the storyline, as well as a cool upgradable system. Not very deep though, but very easy to understand and very easy to get involved with. So the gameplay, I think, is one of the strongest things of inFamous by far. Now let's talk about the graphics, very briefly, of inFamous. I said in previous reviews about open world games that sometimes the graphics, because the world is so huge, the graphics suffer just a little bit. And fortunately, for inFamous, that isn't really the case. The visuals of even the lower level characters, such as the bad guys or even some of the people walking around the streets of Empire City, are also very detailed. The city itself is extremely detailed. Now, of course, there's going to be some repeating buildings here and there, but still, it's a very good feat, and it does make the city become more alive with it being so detailed. So yeah, the graphics for inFamous are very well done. It will certainly please anyone who does pick it up and play it. Oh, and before I forget, the sound of inFamous is probably one of the best open world video games that I've played this year by far. The DTS sound is just amazing, and yeah, notable, worth mentioning. Just a few stuff that I want to talk about that I did not like about inFamous is that while you're exploring the city, you're gonna come across some bugs, some invisible walls, as well as some glitches, and that really does take away from the whole experience. Another thing, from any open world, there's gonna be some pop-ins, and inFamous is no different. You will experience some pop-ins, especially when you're running the train. And one other thing I want to talk about is the karma moments. The game, yes, it's cool to decide whether or not you can be good or bad, but it does not give you the option of whether to be both or neutral. It's with inFamous, the game like inFamous, if you want every power, you have to be all good and no bad, or all bad or no good, which I think may discourage some players in determining whether or not they want to play it or not. So overall, inFamous is a really good game. Some might even say it's a really great game, and it's certainly one of the contenders of the best game of the year. However, it's one of those contenders that you feel like, yeah, it's game of the year worthy, but you really know it's not really going to win. But even at that, to be considered game of the year, it's a really good game. And for being an exclusive PS3, I would say if you really do like open world games, this is probably a must-buy. If anything, it's a must rent, and and work your way from there or not. Till next time, guys. Take care. Oh, and I know exactly what y'all are thinking, especially watching this review as well as my previous review. This one's for y'all. How's it going, fellow gamers and friends? Voice of Reason here again. Say, if you guys liked the video you just saw, be sure to check out my other videos that I have located on my YouTube channel. And while you're at it, if you haven't done so already that is, be sure to subscribe. And if you're feeling more adventurous enough, you can also find me on my MySpace page. Send me a friend request and join the gaming chat. Oh, and one more thing. I'm also happy to announce that I finally have my own Twitter account. So if you guys want to know the latest reviews, previews, or even some special projects that I'm working on, be sure to follow me. Till next time, guys, take care.